All right, welcome back to the Historical Blunders podcast with me, Nate.
And Jacob.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed our new intro music.
History.
You know, it took a lot of work. Damn
Yeah, it did. A lot of work that you didn't do.
I did not do a damn thing.
Thanks to your new co-host.
My new co-host is great.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Jackass. All right. So today's topic is
Nazis.
the Nazis.
Nazis.
In the Wunderwaffe.
Wunderwaffe, yeah?
There we go. There's the German.
Yeah, it's going to pop up a lot.
It will. So this was
yourself.
actually Germany's Wunderweapons. I think majority of it was for propaganda, but I think a little bit of it actually, was branched from Hitler being a little zonked out of his mind for most of his time there.
I mean, that's all true, but to give it some credibility, a lot of the weapons that were developed after World War II basically refined the weapons that you saw from the Wunderwaffe program, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but seriously, the scientists were ahead of the game, you know.
Well, that's why the United States stole so many German scientists.
Yep.
We allowed them to get away with war crimes, just as long as you work for us now.
You know what? The funny thing about I was thinking about this podcast, and I was like, what drink should I bring? Because it's awfully important having a drink, I think, during this.
Yes.
And I was like, I should get a German drink, which typically you'd say like a beer, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, because I want the Victor's drink, which is American Kentucky bourbon. And that's what we're having right now. So congratulations, America. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, fuckers.
Cheers. The winner's circle. That's not funny.
Which, luckily these weapons weren't actually in use. Otherwise, I don't think we actually would have won the war.
Some of them were, but yeah. We'll get
very few. But,
yeah, it was a lot of propaganda, you're right.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff that got started and just was never finished. I think it just was a little too ambitious of the time. I think if they weren't in active war, it might have been a little different. Might have been able to actually salvage some additional resources and money and time instead of holy shit, we need a bomber now. Let's make it.
It's like government programs. It's good on paper, but it doesn't work.
Yes. But I mean, this whole program was just insane, just compared to just the amount of weapons that they had.
Yeah.
In the process of being made. I mean, we're using Wikipedia on this shit.
I mean, what was it? You said the 2 million pound tank. How many of those did you think you could make there, Adolf?
This was literally in their class of super heavy tank. No fucking shit.
We need a heavier tank.
So yeah, I mean, this thing was supposed to be 100 tons or 1,000 tons, which is 2 million pounds. The whole of it was 115 feet long, 120 feet, 28 feet if you count the guns.
What was the name of this guy?
It was the Land Cruiser P1000 Rat.
Oh shit!
I don't know why the hell.
How do you even spell that?
Very
Land Cruiser.
Very carefully.
Ah,
yeah. We're moving up in the world,
Okay.
I'm printing pictures now.
Jesus Christ, 2 million pounds.
Yeah. And so so 128 feet if you count the gun barrels, but 115 feet whole. Width of it was 46 feet, and the height of it was 36 feet. So that thing is just a massive hunk of steel. I think the thickest, I think he said it was 14 inches of arm. Yeah. Range from 5.9 to 14.2 inches. Or 150 to 360 millimeters for people that are not in America. Sorry. We are kind of awful at that. So length of it was 35 meters, and width was 14. Height was 11 meters. You're welcome.
It's a big old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think it's like a microcosm for Adolf's craziness,
Yeah.
right? Like make the biggest fucking tank you can get a hold of. And then, I mean, but really they took it and they essentially tried to make it like, hey, this war's over, man. We got the biggest tank in the world.
Do you
And it's
see
gonna
the size
dominate.
of my tank?
Yeah, right. It's little man syndrome. But the propaganda was such a huge component of Nazi Germany,
Yes.
right? And then you had to think that this was a huge part of it.
They
that
actually,
would.
yeah, but they actually tried to make it. I think they started 3
Well, I'm sure
of
they
them.
made like 1 or 2, but
Yeah, I think they started making 3 of them.
they're like, we have no more metal for the rest of the tanks.
Well, that's the thing. 2 million fucking pounds. And then the engine, I forgot, was 8 diesel engines, marine diesel engines, or 2 of these 24-cylinder, huge, even bigger marine diesel engines. So basically shit that powers like an aircraft carrier is going to be on this thing. Yeah, it's...
I mean, it's scary on paper, right?
Yeah, well,
You
yeah, they
look
want
at
a
it, but-
maximum speed of 25 mile an hour.
Well,
Or
I mean,
40
that's not
kilometers.
that crazy though.
For something that weighs 2 million pounds?
So that's pretty good, if that's what you're
That's
saying.
Usain
I thought you were
Bolt.
saying it's slow.
No, that's Usain Bolt running down the track at you at 2 million pounds. Pretty sure he hit damn near 25. That's pretty fucking fast.
Usain Bolt's a bitch.
I want to see you two race them.
No, he's not. He's actually a really nice guy too. I
Actually,
shouldn't say that.
he cheated on his wife.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
How did I not know this?
because you don't
Well-
pay attention to shit.
Yeah, it's hard to be a fan of someone when they do.
But
that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he cheated on his wife. Like right after the last Olympics.
Well,
Sorry.
thanks for
Sorry for
ruining my
popping your
day.
bubble.
Jesus.
All right, so
Any other childhood heroes you want to ruin for someone?
I don't know, who do you like? So the whole big thing with this tank is that
Michael Phelps smoked pot. Okay.
okay, that made him cooler.
That's-
The dude's literally slowing himself down and still sets records. Imagine if he didn't.
Did it slow him down though?
No. Or if it did, like,
No.
holy shit, the dude's...
He took the edge off on the weekend. Give him a break.
All right, so back to this Land Cruiser tank,
Yeah.
which is honestly one of my favorite ones that I found
That's kind of a nice name for the Land Cruiser.
because
Like-
it's the size of the land. Yeah, this fucking thing. So, the big issues with it were that with it being so huge is that,
I like this. No, I can't imagine what the problems were. Can you please tell me?
are you ready? I bet you can't guess this as an engineer.
It's I just imagine the room where Adolf's with all the other scientists.
It's a 2 million
It's
pound
like,
tank.
we won the war. We have the Land Cruiser, and they're like, Adolf, it's too big.
That's what she said.
You can make like 2 of them, and then
We're out of steel forever.
I stole your wind. What were you gonna
All
say?
right, so as an engineer, what do you think its biggest issue is?
You can make like 3 of them, and that's it. And it's slow. It's super expensive. You know, I mean, that's the real problem. You
Well,
can only
that's
make so many.
yeah, that's the main
Right. I
issue.
imagine there's reliability issues, that the engine's undersized and the components are undersized for the stress that it puts on the vehicle.
Okay, you're getting way too literal with it.
Well, you asked an engineer.
I did.
So.
Fuck. I messed up there, guys. I'm sorry, guys. No, its biggest issue is that it cannot cross bridges and crushes roads. So literally, like,
Yeah, I can imagine
it
that,
just
yeah.
erases what's ever underneath of it.
Yeah. Yeah, what an idiot.
Dumbass. And also, they said that 25 mile an hour was still not fast enough. Even though I feel like it's still, for something that
So,
large.
I know
is.
you keep saying that, but 25 miles an hour is not that fast. Like, Usain Bolt
guess.
running is cute and everything, but like, if you had to get from one side of Germany to the other side of Germany,
It's gonna take a fucking minute.
It's gonna take a fucking minute, and not only that, but the gas.
I couldn't imagine
the resources it probably took.
Would use. But yeah. So basically, they said that with it being huge, being slow, like it'll be vulnerable to aerial bombardments. And I don't even think they actually figured out like the drivetrain for it. They were just like, "We're gonna make it," and then it wouldn't fit in tunnels. It was too big. Oops.
Yeah. Right.
No, I fucking love this Land Cruiser. I wish they would have made one like complete. Because a lot of the tanks.
So wait, they didn't make one?
They didn't even finish one. Yeah, it's very sad. So the front of it was armed with, or that was the 128 millimeter anti-tank cannon. So that's a very large caliber. And then they have two 280 millimeter cannons, which is another very large round. And then a bunch of little flat guns and shit like that. But yeah, it was canceled in early in 1943 when they realized, yeah, we can't do that. But yeah, that was one of my favorite things they did. Was a Land Cruiser, and then they also
why do you like it so much?
Because it's so massive and stupid. It's just cool.
Like us.
Yes. Massively stupid. But no, I
meant massive and stupid.
Oh. Yeah, shit happens. But I love tanks. I think tanks have always been really awesome in warfare.
You can imagine, but I like the jets. Aerial stuff is.
Wonder why.
I know, right?
Aerospace engineer. Bitch.
You're not supposed to announce that. But here we are. Oh well. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
No one knows my last name.
No one knows what company it works for.
Jesus Christ.
Top secret.
I hope it doesn't
Start
come
spilling them all out.
So here's the trade secrets, all right?
You make shit that flies. There you go.
No.
Speaking of shit that flies.
Dude, you know, all the people that I work with listen to this. So, like, Jake, you're towing a dangerous line here. I don't know. Thankfully, yeah.
So, I don't know how the Germans pronounce this because I do not speak German. But basically,
I'll fix it for you. Go
ahead. The Junkers Jew 322.
Sie Junkers du? Sie du? Yeah.
I hope that we don't get it's right here. So it was a
shitty name.
Yeah,
Junkers too. I mean, it's probably Junkers.
I think it's. I really hope so.
Junkers you? Sie du? Mamu?
So the Junkers, I don't know. Junkers Jew is spelled with J's. I don't know how to speak German. 322 was a giant.
Thankfully, I do.
Yeah, perfect. Was a giant heavy transport military glider. And so gliders do not have engines. They literally get towed up and basically just fall and hopefully fall far. That's
yeah, I mean gliders can go hundreds of miles.
Yes.
Like in the right weather, they can go a long ways.
They only completed 2 prototypes of this thing. Here you go.
Yeah, it's huge, right? Yeah, I mean it's one of the biggest gliders, right?
Yeah. So they actually did
you and the size thing, I tell you.
Well, just wasting resources during a war. And like Norm Macdonald said,
so that's
waging war against the whole world, and they're over here wasting resources.
Yeah, I mean that's I wonder what the actual impact was like on the war. Like, would they have won
if they didn't waste?
If they didn't fuck around and find out, basically.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of these people really weren't directly involved with the ongoing battle, maybe. Because, I mean, they're scientists and engineers and stuff. I mean, we probably could have... I mean, we.
I don't think it would have swung the war myself. I think once the U.S. got involved, it was kind of...
I mean, I think the U.S.
Pretty
getting involved was,
significant.
yeah, just like World War One, but like we like to talk big. No, we're the big bear,
Speak for
America.
yourself. I'm very humble.
But like World War One, I don't think we got involved till like 1917, and it started in 1914.
Yeah,
So I
no,
mean, they had 3 years
Oh.
of brutally murdering each other with these modern war and still old war tactics.
absolutely. I mean, the U.S.
We jump in late. And
Yeah, we came in late and basically like
we're like,
played
we're still good.
played the victor like
Yeah.
we twice in a row, right?
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely, we didn't do the hard work. You look at Russian losses in World War II, bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, we had like nothing. I mean, like we had losses, but Russian like had a population decline
well, yeah. I mean,
from the war, like
Yeah.
a significant one. They're still recovering.
I think they're okay now.
I mean, they're okay.
There's
but
enough of them.
like there's still a wave. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but it's a big country. So.
It is a very huge country, but yeah. So I think us jumping in the latter end of everything just to be like, haha, we won. But I think if Nazi Germany actually had some of these prototype weapons, because a big part of it was Hitler hated New York City. He wanted to bomb the fuck out of New York City. And he actually, like, just a shitload of different aircrafts that he wanted to make. One of them was like a rocket ship that basically went into like the lower parts of space, just to come get us. It was actually a pretty cool looking glider, or rocket ship. But this thing was the Juju or Junkers Jew.
That was a glider, right? There's no engine on that thing.
The rocket. It was a rocket for yeah, but it was.
Are you talking about the rocket power?
Yeah, but this thing.
Yeah. That's
this thing,
different story.
Yeah, this thing had no
no
engine. You got towed up, and that was a big issue. Is just its massive size. Like,
I know the feeling.
it was a bitch and a half to get up there, and when they let go of it, you were actually able to kind of steer it. But when you were going up, getting towed, it was a shit show. But they wanted it to freaking haul. I think
You know what? Just the thought of a glider in a war is kind of a weird concept.
Yeah.
Because a glider doesn't have an engine. It's kind of limited.
Yes.
Right? And they're like, you know what? This can kill things. Like, like it's kind of like a peaceful thing that like European hippies do nowadays. They have a glider. I mean, it's a thing that all people in the U.S. do too. But people have gliders where they just glide around, and it's probably awesome. I think my dad's done it, but
I can see your dad doing it.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
But
Sorry,
yeah,
Dad.
sorry, Dad. Sorry, Tom. But
Yes, we'll
so
say the
originally
name.
they wanted to haul 35,000 pounds, so 16 tons, 16,000 kilograms of equipment, people. Basically, these things were built to kind of crash. So basically, hauling munitions, glide, and hopefully not nosedive, but get a nice landing so you can actually retrieve shit. But they actually ended up, because it was an all wood design was the issue. Yeah. So they didn't, because they wasted all the steel on the big tank.
We could have had some steel for the goddamn glider. I don't know. Still, it's like you land the glider somewhere. It has to have the right.
You basically have to land
launch
that
it.
thing fucking perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be able to salvage shit out of it. But yeah, I wanted it to carry 140 troops or 44,000 pounds of cargo, but it obviously did not. But it was limited to 26,000 pounds. It was, the length of it was 100 feet basically, and the wingspan was 200 feet.
I just imagine Hitler in the room of scientists.
Dude, I
Where they're
couldn't
like,
imagine.
all right, here's a list of like dangerous things we can build, these amazing weapons. And he was like,
I'd like a glider that glides across the sky.
and they were like, really, Hitler? Really?
Of all the things we could waste money on. A
but-
glider.
I found out that there's a voice modulator, so sorry.
Yes, you're gonna get a lot of weird noises from Fly tonight. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I apologized already.
You did apologize. All right, so we're gonna talk about some jets.
I'd like to say something.
All right. Do you need to
just
make
kidding.
another drink before we talk
Actually, I
about
do.
jets?
Actually, I do.
All
Let me get to work. Actually, you know what would be a great thing to do?
What? Oh, our shot. All right. So, courtesy of my uncle, he gave us some George Dickel Tabasco barrel finished whiskey.
Tabasco bourbon. This
Yes.
is what we're gonna drink here.
So, George Dickel, fucking love it. His favorite whiskey. It's actually made about an hour away from Jack Daniels, but tastes a lot better. They did a run of George Dickel where they would finish it in a Tabasco barrel. It's a bit weird.
I gotta say, it doesn't smell good. Sorry, what's Uncle's name?
Uncle Craig.
Uncle Craig. I definitely appreciate your contribution. I might not like it. Just a heads up, but it smells like my breakfast eggs and my afternoon or my evening drink. Not afternoon.
But yeah, it's a funky smell.
What's the German salute? It's just Prost, right?
I don't fucking know. I'm not sure.
I think it's Prost, right?
all right. Prost.
Prost.
Yeah, it's a weird taste.
Dude, that weirdly reminds me of my breakfast eggs.
How much whiskey you put in your eggs?
Dude, I put Tabasco in my eggs, man. I like it. I don't. I'm sorry, Uncle Craig, but I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It still burns.
It's a weird
It's
flavor. So it's like a...
Jesus.
Let me describe this. It's like you're doing a shot of Tabasco,
And then someone rubs a pepper in your throat. Like,
and then there's a little bit of whiskey. Your wife's gonna kill me.
my wife?
Yeah, let me watch how much whiskey you pour in this drink.
Dude, yeah, I didn't bring any water. I just have whiskey. So,
Do you want some water?
uh,
I can grab you a bottle of water.
nah, dude, for the sake of the show, let's keep going. You know,
Sorry, Sam.
Mama didn't raise a quitter here.
Yeah, we
so
know.
Let's go.
All right. So, while Fly is making his drink and dying, we'll talk a little bit about some helicopters before we get into the jets, because I know Fly really enjoys his planes.
Heck yeah.
So the helicopters here, they actually made, it looks like 5 of them for this program. And if you didn't know, they did not have helicopters really in World War II. One of them was actually used. I think they ended up making 2 of them before the Allied bombing. Oh, 20 were built, sorry. But it was the Fock.
We're gonna have some fun with that.
Oculus Fa 223 Drac, which is the dragon. It was a goofy looking helicopter. I did not print you a picture of it. There you go.
I don't need a picture. No one can see.
Well, I want you to see it.
It looks like a helicopter that was made by my child.
So a lot
in
of
like one of their drawings.
So a lot of the helicopters that were in this program, during World War II, that were not really used, all looked like weird, like planes that got crashed and then they threw rotors on top of it.
That's what it looks like. I agree.
Exactly what it looks like.
It honestly looks like my kid drew a plane and then like
Got bored.
a copter on top. They're like, it's a helicopter.
It's
Like-
a helicopter.
No, that's a plane with blades on top.
What the hell do they call them?
A bad idea.
Yeah. Gyroplane.
Like the PETA and the lamb meat thing. One of them gyro
One of them
planes.
damn gyros. No, gyroplane. So it actually had a prop on the front and a rotor on top.
Okay.
That was the Flettner
It's not as funny, but
F1 265, and that thing was fucking ugly. Like, no wonder they did not do it.
Dude, I'm gonna be so hammered now, trying to drink off that
You gotta
terrible
get that
shot.
flavor out of your mouth.
Sorry, Uncle Craig.
It's all right.
Jesus,
Thank you,
it's
Uncle
almost
Craig.
as bad an idea as a gyrocopter. Jesus,
Or a 2 million pound tank.
I don't know. What do you think is the worst idea? A 2 million pound tank or a gyrocopter? Probably a 2 million pound tank.
Yeah.
You had to know
that it wasn't gonna work.
It's not gonna work, man.
Like he was basically seemed like he was trying to build like a mobile fortress.
I mean, you have to think even a road would be like, no, can't do
Like,
it.
I couldn't imagine just 2 million pounds just.
I mean, if you took it down like the highway today,
There'd be no road.
the highway would crumble as it goes across.
Everything would crumble underneath of it. Like I feel like it really couldn't move.
It'd have to consistently pull itself out of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would-
So that's the thing with like the pioneering new super weapons like this is you're gonna find out a lot, and a lot of it's gonna make you look stupid, right? Which
like
is
trying to build a 2 million pound tank.
but you're gonna start making helicopters, right? And it's gonna be a thing. It just you don't have the time
wasn't there yet.
to develop it correctly, right?
I mean, Leonardo da Vinci supposedly developed the first helicopter.
Yeah. Okay. I
Was
don't
it
know.
not?
No, I mean, he had an idea for some stupid looking thing.
It did
But-
look really stupid. It looked like a freaking handheld blender.
Yeah, I know.
That's what it looked
Hence
like
the
to me.
stupid part.
He was ahead of his time.
He was ahead of his time for sure, but not all ideas are good ideas.
Clearly, yes.
you
We're
can't-
going through a
You
list.
can't handheld or bicycle pedal. You don't have enough power. You know.
I don't know, have you ever seen me on a bike? Fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck no, I'm fat.
Fuck.
All right, so let's talk about some jets and rocket-propelled aircrafts.
Yeah.
That Fly has a drink now. So
I had a drink and a nasty
well, you have
shot.
a drink made.
I
You
know.
ready? You ready
Oh,
to talk about
Dude,
it?
I brought all my stuff down. I'm ready.
All right, so
Let's make a fool of myself.
we're trying.
Sorry, Mom.
So for some reason, the freaking Nazis had like airplanes and shit to it, like T.
So let's not understate the importance of aerial combat, right? In war, who dominates the air typically wins.
Look at World War One with like the Red Baron and all that when it aircrafts and everything were kind of introduced to warfare.
It was like it's like the cavalry of the medieval times, right? If you don't have cavalry, you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't have aerial superiority, superb or ever, you're not gonna win it. Now, the Allied forces still won somehow, but it wasn't because they had aerial superiority.
No, I think majority of this was just
I think it was very calculated. So like, for example, they had some aircraft that the Allied forces couldn't beat in the air.
Yeah.
Like dogfight wise, I know I'm jumping ahead probably, but the Me-262 was the first jet airplane.
the Messerschmitt
Yeah.
Me-262.
Which, let's clarify this. This thing was a cheat code.
It's the first operational turbojet fighter/bomber.
Basically, it was the first time that in the air, imagine
Holy
it was the
shit.
first time someone started using guns instead of swords, right? With a jet engine. It's a very different ball game.
I mean, like the Mustang was still a fast plane, but this thing was just faster.
Yeah, no one could match its climb. No one could match its speed. So it could get away from you no matter what, and it could come up behind you no matter what, right? Now there was problems with it that were very fixable if you had any kind of time to develop it and iterate the design as you go along. Like it didn't have good dive brakes, was an example. So you could go, it essentially could come up to a bomber. And the key thing was shooting down bombers back then, right? If there was a huge bomber that was coming to a city, you needed to be able to get to it and shoot it down, which this thing could get away from any kind of dogfighting, aerial fights. But the problem was it would come down from its dive and it would be flying at it. And it didn't have the sufficient brakes to slow it down. So it had 2 seconds for the pilots to shoot down the aircraft, right? And in 2 seconds, it wasn't enough time for you to look down your sight and fire. It was typically enough time to just fire. And that wasn't always accurate enough. So essentially, it could get away from anything, and it was like untouchable. And there was some things that they started to, I can't remember what it was, but it was some stuff that they started to beat the craft itself. But really, what the Allied forces had to do was take it out when it was still on the ground. So like aerial camps became a big focus of a target during the war.
Well, yeah,
it's just kind of cool that like it was so advanced that it could do all that, but it just had like, if they just put some fucking, like, you made the best engine in the world, put some brakes on it so it could stop in time to shoot something down, you know. But thankfully Hitler didn't figure that out.
Yeah, so it said number of them built was 1,430.
Yeah, it was probably the most impactful Wunderwaffe, maybe other than the V2, I guess.
Yeah, the V2 was pretty sweet.
The V2 was pretty impactful. Sweet isn't like the bad guy.
Well, yeah. So. Yeah, where the fuck is the V2? It's somewhere. The V3 was their next step up that they thought was going to be the next best thing.
So how was it better than the V2? Other than just it's
so the V2 was basically just like a laser guided. It was the first guided missile ever used in warfare, and that was scary. But the V3 was a multi-stage, varying velocity, fucking artillery round. If you flip, I think the page before, there should be a picture. Maybe the page after. Shows a couple dudes standing next to it. You can actually see the size of the round. Like, it's not... Yeah, there it is. Alright, so the V2 round really isn't, like, huge. Or the V3, sorry. V3 really isn't that big or devastating, but it's just the fact that it gets so much velocity that it's just a huge impact. And that was their thing. They call it the... Fuck, what the hell do they call it?
I mean, it's the same problem as the tank, though, right? It's super cool.
Yes.
And it's scary. Like, imagine you're back in 1940 and you hear that Hitler's got a laser guided bomb. What the hell is that even? What's a laser?
Yeah.
You know?
Just a guided bomb scares you. You're like, what? He can aim it?
And you're like, okay, he's got laser guided bombs. But the truth is, you can only make so many. Yeah. You know, you can only make so many, and they can only impact the war by so much.
So, all right. So, yeah, the V3 was the Vengeance Weapon 3. It was a large caliber gun. They actually...
Hold on. Vengeance. Because well, I guess that was kind of World War II, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Germany was...
That was his whole thing, is that the world basically fucked him after World War I. Which, I mean, they kind of did, but... I don't think it was still enough justice to start another world war. So I'm gonna very much destroy this word. The Hock Drunk Pump is the high pressure pump. Was the code name for this gun because they didn't want people to really know about it. The V3 was actually like a large cannon that they built into the hills in France, basically aiming them at London. And it was their plan to bombard London, but I think the Allied forces bombed it, and so they were actually not able to use it. Because, yeah, the length of it was 430 feet. Like, that's a lot. 130 meters for non-American folk. The projectile just wasn't really huge. I think, but they could fire at a rate of 1 every 6 seconds. So you're basically just getting this little freaking small projectile every 6 seconds. That does not sound fun.
Yeah.
It was more or less the distance it could hit than anything. The maximum firing range for it was 103 miles. So this was their attempt of trying to bombard London.
Yeah, I think there was this like fantasy that they could push a button and London would be gone,
Would disappear, yeah.
because that was the real target, right? For
Yeah.
them was getting rid of Britain. And Britain, hey, they hung in there. You know,
Hey, they did good.
they did do good. They had some good leadership at the time, right? I think that helped a lot,
Alright.
obviously.
Alright, and so they had their V3, but then here's their Silbervogel. Silverbird. It was a liquid propelled rocket suborbital bomber. We're gonna slur a lot of words now. We've been drinking. Sorry, guys.
Here's the thing.
It happened.
Nazis. Goddamn Nazis.
So they had an America bomber project, which we referenced earlier in this episode. That was Hitler's basically plan to get rid of New York City because he hated New York City. So he wanted to develop a aircraft that could basically fly New York, bomb us, head back to Germany.
Yep, that was the like wet dream.
That was his
Of
wet dream.
Adolf.
Yes.
How can I blow up America, even though it's gigantic?
I forgot how many miles it
What
was.
an idiot.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Round trip. They wanted, so 7,200 miles round trip was what they wanted, or 11,600 kilometers.
So should we talk about who we're talking about?
Hitler?
Yeah.
You know, he was
What-
such a
what's-
misunderstood.
what-
I'm just kidding.
what- Oh, let's put that on the internet. Why don't we?
Yeah, do not
No.
isolate that. So Hitler.
Taken out of you can't run for president anymore.
Damn it. No, so
So where was he chemically and state of mind wise? Because we're talking about a guy who was tweaking,
yes, so
right?
in World War II, Germany used something called Pervitin, which me and old host Drew referenced in a previous episode, that it was basically meth, over-the-counter meth, and it was available to everybody and anybody, and so then during World War II, they actually gave it to their soldiers, and that's where the whole kind of blitzkrieg attacks came, because, obviously they're going to come at you crazy for 3 straight days because they're running around on meth. And so Hitler eventually ended up on Pervitin, and so he was a little out of his regular mind. I don't know if it was sabotage, though. It makes me wonder. So a article I read on
Sabotage.
Yeah, so Hitler was a vegetarian.
I didn't know.
But back then they didn't really know the thing called, like, you need proteins to function.
Sure.
And so he was very sickly all the time. And so he had his own personal doctor who would prescribe him things, try to help him. And the big thing was they started giving him steroids, which his body did not like because it was animal proteins and
It
stuff
makes
like
sense
that.
because of that eyebrow he had.
Honestly.
You didn't think that? I thought he had like this like furrowed eyebrow all the
I
time.
didn't think so.
Like he was angry.
But
He didn't look like a happy person.
no, he didn't. I never saw a picture of him be like, "Ha, I'm in such great a mood."
I'm with the
But-
kids today.
But yes, Pervitin was eventually prescribed to him by this doctor, and so this doctor did him, Mussolini, and a lot of so very high up Nazis.
Yeah, Mussolini was not like some grand hero either.
No, he was not. He was an Italian dictator.
So who's this doctor that's like, all right, all these key leaders of the world,
So
let's get them together, let's get them hopped
yeah,
up. You guys want some shit, man?
I don't know how he got in with Hitler, but he got in with Hitler. Hitler listened to him. Basically, he was giving him Pervitin, which was meth, giving him heroin by the end. Like, this dude was tweaking by the end of his life. Like, the end of the war, this dude was batshit crazy. He was not in the right state of mind at all. And so, here's a good picture of him.
Yeah, he's the evil doctor. He's like,
Like,
yeah,
he just looks tired.
He made Hitler and Mussolini.
So
Sorry, dude, but you didn't exactly put them in the right state of mind.
No, he did not. But Mussolini was like kind of sickly and stuff, and then you prescribe him meth, and obviously he gets more energy and changes his behaviors. You're like, oh, he's playing tennis again. He's actually looks like he's happy.
He's starting to make a 2 million pound tank.
Well, no, that was Mussolini. And then Hitler was like 2 million pound tank, yes. So yeah, this dude was kind of zonked by the end of the war. Which, I mean, honestly, if you're losing the war, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. I mean, you see like NFL head coaches lose their mind.
Yeah, but
after
like with him
losing.
being so sickly and everything, I feel like that was just kind of
I
the
can
thing.
imagine.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
they're just trying to numb the pain, and so the dude's like, "Here, take this. It's okay." But somehow Hitler trusted this guy for everything, and then passed him on to his friends. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this dude was just kind of like low key, like, dude, let's just see how crazy this shit gets. Like, damn well he had like 3 friends. He's like, guys, watch this shit. I'm gonna give Hitler Pervitin tomorrow, and we're gonna see what happens.
Dude,
And then we have a 2 million pound tank.
I'm doping up the most important person in the world right now.
Basically.
Get him fucked up.
Yeah, so I think that was a little bit of some of these.
So when you heard about the concentration camps, I can imagine he probably was like, oh shit. Oh,
yeah, I wonder
fuck.
what the hell happened. Oh, the doctor. Yeah, he lived for a while. Where was it?
I imagine he lived.
Well, like, he didn't get tried with anything because he was just a doctor.
Those guys get away with everything.
They're just practicing.
Goddamn doctors.
I'm
I'm like an old person.
Yeah, you sound like me.
Old person in taxes and doctors.
Where the hell was it? Yeah, I don't feel like looking for it right now. But but yeah, so the doctor actually lived after and like told his stories. But yeah, he didn't get charged and didn't flee to.
Yeah, I mean,
South
as a
America.
doctor, you can be like, well, I thought it was the best thing to do.
I
That's
was
why
a
they call it a
doctor.
medical practice, honey. Okay, it's a practice.
I was a doctor. All right, so yeah. So Hitler was
It's a doctor.
out of his fucking mind and wanted to bomb America. And so he came up with the America Bomber Project. Ooh.
Do you want a drink?
Oh, no, I still got mine.
Well, come on, man. Let's go.
All right, sorry. But so one of the concepts he had was the Silbervogel, back to that, which was the bird. Oh, God damn it. Silver bird, but it was the rocket that was going to be a suborbital. Oh, fuck. Suborbital bomber.
What's the matter?
I've been drinking. So basically, it was a spaceship he was going to launch into space, and it was going to.
Was this the comment?
No.
Oh.
This is a silver bird.
Okay.
This was a whole different thing. This was a rocket ship that he was going to
So
send over to bomb America.
to be clear, the Comet was the first rocket-powered aircraft, like used in war.
Yes, let me bring up the Comet for you. The
Thanks.
ME-163 Comet was the first and only operational rocket-powered fighter.
Yeah.
And it is kind of short and stubby looking.
Heyo.
But it was actually a pretty cool looking plane. I've seen this all over the place. Like it. Yeah, they only built 370 of them.
Yeah, and it was similar along the lines of the ME-262, where they kind of blew it up before it could get in the air.
Okay.
That was their defense against it, because it was freaky fast.
It was the first piloted aircraft to exceed 1,000 kilometers an hour or 620 miles per hour.
But it
in
had
level
like
flight.
Yeah, it had like limited capacity for range and stuff like that. So
I mean, it's really not that big, so I can understand you can't carry that much fuel. What's weapons on board?
it had a slow gun too. So it was a super fast.
The first prototype looks so stupid.
Yeah, it was an extremely fast aircraft, and it had a slow gun on it. So when they would like, imagine you're in like the fastest thing ever, you're flying up on someone trying to shoot them down, and you're like got a pistol.
So a lot of places have them in museums. Why is there nothing about the guns? Damn it! Want to know the caliber of weapon? Oh, there we go. 230 millimeter MK108 cannons.
They weren't fast enough. Was the
They do
problem.
not look fast.
Yeah, it's because they're
They
not.
look kind of
fast.
bulky. All right, I mean, I guess so. Rate of fire. There's 650 rounds a minute. That seems fast, but compared to other guns, it probably
I
isn't
think when you're
fast.
flying at, 200 miles an hour,
600.
people would beg to differ.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna change dogfighting. I mean,
Yeah.
because you're flying so fast that it's really not gonna be that big.
Be like, oh,
Whoops, sorry,
sorry.
missed you there. That's the Wisconsin that night that went back and fought for the motherland. 'Cause that was another issue in World War II. Was a lot of Germans from around the world went back and fought for Germany.
Wait, say that again. What?
So a lot of German heritage people went back before America even got in the war, but went back to Germany and fought for Germany as nationalists.
So I think you have to have some sympathy because you don't know.
Well, that's
What
what
they
kind of
knew.
sucks. Is not every single German that fought in World War II was like, oh, screw the Jews,
100%
super Nazi.
propaganda machine.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were. I'm fighting for my country.
Right.
Fighting for my heritage.
Right.
Which is a lot of war.
Which is what a lot of people
Yes.
here would do.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
But if they announced, hey, we're rounding people up and killing them,
Oh, I think if they actually
people would be like, wait, well,
Yes, I think that
hold
would've been a
on.
huge part
Hold
of it,
on. What
was
are we
like-
doing? What? Which is the problem with propaganda, right?
yes,
So,
yeah. So there were a lot of Americans that were fighting for Germans, fighting for on Germany's side because they came from German ancestry. So there could have been that, that lone Wisconsinite flying around in a plane going, "Oh, sorry."
I would love it.
Oh, let me squeeze right
I would
past.
love if anyone actually found one. My wife would be like, which, by the way, my wife, so I think last podcast I was like, oh, sorry, Sam. She's not listening anymore. Don't worry.
But she give up.
No, she still listened. And she
Oh.
was, she's like, damn it, Jacob.
We love you, Sam,
We do love Sam. And we're happy for Sam.
and we
Her
are
new
happy for Sam.
position.
Yes, she's gonna be teaching.
It's so sexy. Yeah.
A little hot for teacher.
I texted her that. I texted her that the first day. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm a little hot for teacher.
So all right, sidebar from talking Nazis and weapons.
I think we're pretty much through it, right? Nazis.
I'm gonna talk about couple more things.
Oh,
Couple more
okay,
things.
okay.
Just to fill up some more time. But
Nazis.
sidebar.
Side.
So Jake's wife decided to start teaching.
We're gonna make this part of the show.
Yes,
This is my show. Okay, she doesn't get to intrude on
Yes, she
my
does.
show. Okay, and talk about her No, I'm extremely proud of my wife.
Yes.
She's now a professor
At a local
school-
college.
At a local college,
Yes, there you go.
and I'm very happy for her.
So my
she's
wife
awesome.
is a middle school science teacher.
You're both teachers.
And growing up in high school, we had some very attractive science teachers.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we did.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's where
Ooh.
I kind of started liking science teachers, and so I married one.
Dude, we're living the fucking dream.
We are living
Pound
the
it.
fucking dream.
Ugh!
We got teachers.
We did it, man.
They yell at me.
We did it.
It
I'm
makes
proud
me
of
do homework.
This makes me happy now.
Oh, calm down over there.
I'm not gonna say that. Mom's listening.
Mom's listening.
Sorry, Mom. I got a narb.
All right, so back to the
Nazis.
Back to
Goddamn
the
it. I gotta-
Nazis.
What is it, Grandpapa?
All right, so Grandpapa is going to be talking about some fucking aircraft carriers. So Germany decided to invest some time and money and resources into naval vessels, which During World War II, a lot of the Navy was in the Pacific, but Germany did still have, their U-boats, which were submarines, battleships, and aircraft carriers. Their big idea for an aircraft carrier started in 1936 and never got finished. It was a 33,550-ton aircraft carrier called the Graf Zeppelin. I don't know what their obsession with naming shit Zeppelin. What does that mean? What's Zeppelin mean in German?
I think it's like a
Fucking
rock band.
huge.
A rock band.
Oh, is that
something
it?
about Stairway to Heaven and Black Dog.
No. What the fuck?
I'm looking through your notes. It's all just about the fucking Land Cruiser, man.
I know. I love the
yeah,
fucking...
like 4 pages.
So
it's a big tank, man.
So when I
it's the
Biggest tank ever.
You're having too much fucking fun. So when I Google Zeppelin, it just tells me it's a type of rigid airship. Not a fucking aircraft carrier. God damn it, Germany. Pull your heads out of your asses. Can't just call everything Zeppelin. Maybe it was just a name.
No, when I read about the aircraft carrier, it was like one of those like quintessential Wunderwaffe things, right? It's a great idea. Right?
Yeah.
It's super important. If they could have put an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean, they could have had
they easily
huge
could've fucked
impact.
us. Yes.
Right? So that's great and everything. At the same time, it's hard to make an aircraft carrier. You have to have a long, stable, structural thing that floats on water. Like,
And they weigh so much fucking...
dude.
Like,
Not-
unbelievably heavy.
Yeah, not
Like, how
easy.
the fuck does it float?
Not easy to make, right? It's
Yeah.
extremely hard. And I think they found that out. It's a great idea, but hard to make.
Yes.
It's not something you can make without iterations.
No.
And they didn't have time for
They
iterations.
did not have time for that. I mean, 1936
And-
was the Olympics, wasn't it? Wasn't that Berlin Olympics was 36? Or was that 39? 39 was
no,
when
36 would be the Olympics.
Yeah, so 36 was when they started this, and it never got completed.
I don't know why the Olympics had anything to do with it. What are you talking
Well,
about?
it was
the Olympics?
pre-war. So I was just wondering what was happening in 36, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but,
sure it was the Olympics. So, are you ready for this fun name? Flusengratrager B was the sister ship of the Graf Zeppelin, which does not have anything to do with the boat. It's just a giant rigid airship that I think they missed, and so they decided to name a boat after it. But it was scrapped before launching. Then the Flusengratrager Z and D were 2 more proposed aircraft carriers that never got made. And then German aircraft carrier 1? I
That's
don't know.
awfully descriptive.
Yeah, I know. It's very...
Aircraft carrier
was a
one.
planned 56,500 ton aircraft carrier. So that's still a very... Jesus, fuck.
Watch your mouth.
It's okay. Let me do that math real quick.
Hold on. Let me do the math.
I'm pulling
for
up
you,
the
honey.
calculator.
hard.
56,500 times 2. That's 113 million pounds.
Okay, for a boat, that's not crazy.
Okay, but that's still
It's a lot.
50 times
It's a
bigger
lot.
than that
It's a
fucking
lot. It's a
tank.
lot. It's got to float
Jesus.
on water.
Yeah,
and
but
be stable enough, right?
Yeah, but it was canceled before it
It's
even
gonna be
started.
long
So they did
and
not
stable.
do anything with that.
Long
But
and stable, like my career.
hopefully. Till your employer finds this.
Whoops.
Oops.
Sorry, guys.
So make sure you guys
I
like
know.
and follow us so then Fly, if he loses his job, is
You know what
safe.
this is right here? I'm losing my credibility as we speak
It's okay.
at my job.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay.
If
My
I have
credibility
to, I
doesn't
can go
matter at my
teach with
job.
my wife.
There you go.
Me and my wife can go be a teacher at our local college.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know. What's the local college in Rockford?
Shut the fuck up. But Rockford what? There's plenty of Rockfords. I think there's 2.
Ohio.
There's 2.
You know what's funny? I'll talk about this. The first time we did our episode last time, You're like, my name's Nathan, and I'm like, Jacob, and I said my last name, and he stopped it, and he was like, dude, you can't say your last name.
I mean, my name is published
And I
on
thought,
our podcast, so I don't really give a shit. I mean, you guys can yell at me. I don't really care.
no one
but
knows who I am now,
Yeah.
except I posted on Facebook. But
friends do.
the big thing is, I thought when I left last time, there would be like this crowd outside the house, like waiting for me. Like my celebrity had grown so much.
Oh, yeah?
And frankly, I was a little bit disappointed. So,
It's just my squirrels that hide in my front yard.
which my kids love, by the way.
I hate the squirrels.
Really?
Death to the squirrels.
Why?
Because they eat my shit.
Dude, sit outside with a BB gun. Blow
That's
them
my
away.
plan.
Yeah.
But my
Ask
wife
Brett.
told me no.
Ask
I
Brett.
know I should just make
Dude,
Brett
he'll come up and do it for you. He'll eat it too.
I'll eat it. I like squirrel. I have a recipe for squirrel stew. It takes 14.
I don't know how to answer that.
I need 14 squirrels. That's it.
14 squirrels?
14.
How do you get 14 squirrels?
You shoot 14 squirrels.
Obviously. But where do you find 14 squirrels?
Literally my yard. All they do is hang out
here.
here. Yes.
You can get 14 squirrels sitting in your
Easy.
yard with a BB gun.
I mean, I'd
I
probably
don't
use a
believe you.
pellet gun.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all.
All right, we'll try it.
I think you can get 3.
By next episode, I will try to
Okay.
shoot 14 squirrels
You know
in my
what?
yard.
How about this? I'll pay for the chairs.
I have chairs.
No. I'm talking about chairs for this room.
Oh,
specifically.
these chairs. Oh, okay.
These
All
I will pay for these chairs if you get 14 squirrels in this time frame.
Okay, I need to buy a pellet gun. So I can't shoot. I can't shoot my real gun in city
My
limits.
conditions do not change.
All right. If Becca asks, it's your pellet gun.
Ooh, you said your wife's name.
It's okay. Her name's been said on this podcast plenty of times.
Okay.
Because I always say she's not listening.
You know, I'm really glad we're not getting off topic.
We're getting very off topic.
Nazis.
Nazis. Back to the Nazis.
I can take over the world as Nazi Germany.
Yes. God, I hate that you found that.
Nope, you told me, so it's your
I
fault.
did. Yeah. All right. God damn it. So, Nazis. Building stupid shit.
Let me just go down the names of piston engine aircrafts. Okay, can we do this for a second?
Just yes.
Sie Blom and Voss BV 141. Sie Doria Dosi 35. Sie Foke Rogan. Sie Foke Agilis
The
F
fucking
bar?
rocket.
269. Sie Foke Wolftas 152. Sie Foke Wolftas 1400. Sie Heinken E110. Sie Heinken Z247. Sie Heinken E2477.
You're
Sie
asking so
Junker
much shit.
U3. I know I'm not saying it right. We're having a good time. Calm down. Sie Meissen Herr Schmitz. Me 264. Sie Wiener Schnitzel, yeah?
I don't think
Dude,
we
I have a
any
friend at
listeners
work
in
that's
Germany.
like,
They're gonna
he
get
loves,
so mad
he
at
loves
us.
the German culture. I'm
Is
sorry.
he German?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so, but he's a really cool guy. I love Joe.
No, I
Joe,
do love
you
the
very
fuck
much.
wolf.
I don't mean to be mean.
The fuck wolf.
They were the bad guys though.
I know.
They weren't the good guys.
I know. But they name shit pretty good.
And they lost.
They did.
So here we are.
I mean, shit happens.
Shit happens.
Oh shit. I forgot to talk about the sun gun.
The sun gun. The gun that gets what?
All right. So, it was their experimental gun that was a parabolic mirror, basically to focus sunlight in a specific location. So, it was going to be a satellite that just had a giant mirror that they were able to burn places.
They were going to incinerate a whole city.
Yes.
Right?
That was, yeah, the Sonnegewehr. You say it better. Say it with me.
The Shana Gurir?
Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. It was just a mirror. I forgot about that, but I did enjoy that. So they actually had Nazi UFOs. So it was actually really stupid looking. it looked like Roswell UFOs, but back before Roswell happened.
Did they actually launch it into space?
The what? The sun gun? No,
Yeah,
it
the
never
thing we're
happened.
talking
Yes,
about.
sun gun never happened, but the UFOs were also something that never happened.
Ooh,
But basically, they were like, "Ooh, they're hiding
Ooh.
in Antarctica."
it's
after the war.
controversial. Have you seen the most recent alien thing?
No, Tom
Let me-
DeLonge was right.
Let me educate you. A high-ranking official, yeah, came out and said, "You know what, guys? This is all bullshit because the U.S. government has a black program that recovers alien aircraft and has biological bodies of extraterrestrials."
I didn't know they actually said we actually had aliens.
No, he said this in a congressional hearing.
I thought we just had ships.
Dude, this guy says,
We got
and
bodies.
then they asked him, have we had contact with alien civilizations? And he was like, I can't discuss that.
Why not?
Exactly.
What a
The
dick.
point
You're gonna tell us you have aliens, but
the
we
point
didn't
of the
talk to
hearing was,
anybody.
hey, lift these like what do you call it?
Redacted.
Confidentialities, redactations, right? So we can talk about this because it's been a long time
When the
now.
fuck did this happen?
Dude, this happened like 2 months ago.
I thought they just said we had
Oh,
ships.
Do you read anything other than Nazi stuff?
I mean, that sounds terrible, but I do. First off. Second,
yeah, I'll tell you, it makes me worried.
No. I like World War II. Fuck off. I'm a dad.
I gotta
It's
not
what
say
happens.
something bad.
We either dive into smoking meats or World War II history.
Dude,
but I've
we
been
can
stuck
talk
in World War
barbecue.
II for a while.
we could have a sidebar sometime about smoking barbecue.
We'll talk about some meat later.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that okay?
Maybe you have a sidebar next podcast about smoking barbecue.
Maybe we'll talk. Maybe we'll
teach you all
find
something.
find a topic about barbecue. Maybe somebody was cooking something somewhere.
I should bring some next time.
I'd be okay with that.
I know you would.
I'm fat. And I like
You
food.
fat fuck.
Yeah, I'm
You
fat. And I
fat
like
fuck.
food. That's rude.
I love you.
I love you too. All right. So, in conclusion, Nazis built some stupid shit. They thought about building some even stupider shit, but they also built some kind of cool shit. And some shit that actually got perfected after. Yeah. They put a lot of base work in for.
So the ME-262 was the most successful Wunderwaffe weapon. Although we should mention the Gustav cannon.
That Gustav cannon was pretty sweet.
Because if you haven't looked it up, Wikipedia it. Because it is, if you think the 2 million ton tank is cool, the Gustav cannon was essentially like, Hitler was like, build the biggest fucking gun
you could ever make.
Alright, so the Gustav cannon was 1,350 tons. Sorry.
And it was used in the war.
So the Gustav cannon was 2.7 million pounds. It had, where the hell is the maximum firing range? Oh, why they gotta put it in yards? That's stupid. Alright, we're gonna do
most of the world uses yards.
No, they use meters.
And kilometers.
Yards is for us. Yeah, it's stupid. So we're gonna do maximum firing range of 47,000 meters. That's a lot. The length of it was 47.3 meters or 155 feet. It was basically a giant railway cannon. Like, it was basically on a rail system. Thing was fucking enormous. I kind of do enjoy the Gustav cannon.
Had a maximum range of 30 miles.
30. Jesus Christ.
That means...
That's insane.
That means significant range.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it. But
significant range.
Significant.
So Where the fuck is the number for the size of the round?
Did you come prepared?
I
Did
did
you
not
read anything?
It
before
was
you did this?
800
You're
millimeters.
supposed to be the
or-
expert on Nazi Germany before you do
Shut
this.
the fuck up. So 31 inches was this caliber. So that's a 31-inch round fucking hunk of bomb coming at you. That's fucking awesome.
So, for example, right, 50 cal is like
Known as
the biggest
huge.
fucking hand, like one person gun you could have,
Yes. The Warthog has 20 millimeter cannons, I think.
and that's like what 50 cals.
20 millimeter would be because 40, so it'd be like a 3/4 inch round. I guess
Look at
it's
us do
not that
math.
big. I know. Yeah, because 40 mil is like inch 5,
Yeah,
670
31 inches for a round
is
is
insane.
banana sandwich.
It's almost 3 feet.
Yeah,
It's
that's
5 inches shy.
Like if you loaded it, if you were in there and you put it in, you'd be like, "This is fucking stupid."
I know. I'm
What
kind of
the fuck-
curious to how
What the fuck are we?
rate
what are
of
we
fire
doing?
1 round every 30 to 40 minutes because of the size of it.
It's like the
14 rounds a day.
It's like your favorite tank. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it worked. But
Get your hubris out of the equation, man. You're fucking wrong. It doesn't work. You know? It's as simple as that.
I just want to see the size. All right, 31 inches around was the explosive. It. Oh shit! So the concrete piercing round was 15,000 pounds. That's a 15,000 pound projectile. That is insane.
You looking at your Land Cruiser? It's got like a
Oh,
main-
never mind. That's the okay. I think that's the barrel length. Maybe. No, it
Wait,
says
say that
ammunition
again?
weight. No, it says ammunition weight. So 15,000 pounds was the concrete piercing round with 551 pounds of explosives. The high explosive was 10,000 pounds.
Wait, hold on. They had an armor piercing round for
A
the
concrete
Gestapo?
piercing round, yes.
Oh, okay, concrete piercing.
Concrete piercing. And
Still,
then, yes, I mean, that's just because it's 15 fucking thousand
dude,
pounds
I was gonna
falling
say
on you.
you would have to think that big a gun would be like, I don't have to worry about what it is I'm hitting,
Yes.
because whatever I hit
It's
is gonna be gone.
Yes.
Yeah, if you hit it with that much lead or whatever was in there.
Well, yeah, 15 fucking thousand pounds is something coming at you. The high explosive round was only 10,000 pounds, but it had 1,500 pounds of explosives inside of it. That one was the Schwer.
So let's
Gustav?
imagine the guy pushing the button.
Yeah, that'd be
What a fucking rush,
it'd be kind of fun.
dude.
I want to hit that button.
Dude, if I was in there, we're like, all right, we're the Gustav cannon team. It was probably like multiple people, but let's just say
There's
it was
one
two
guy
guys.
hitting the fucking
One
button.
guy aiming, right, turning some dials, right, and another guy who pushed the button. It was like, dude,
Do you know he had a raging boner when he did
dude,
it?
can you imagine pushing the button? It, like the whole room shakes.
It's not,
right?
dude. You're outside,
Oh,
dude. That thing would. Oh,
Boner.
that'd make your butthole pucker.
boner,
Yes, instantly.
dude. Go home and be like, dude, you know what I did today, honey? I shot the biggest fucking gun in the world.
I mean, I probably killed a shitload of people, but fuck, was it
So
exhilarating?
yeah, no, that would be part of. That's the real world conversation.
Yes.
I was more thinking for fun, but yeah.
So yeah, they actually had the range of that. So I'm guessing that probably the concrete piercing was 24 miles, but the high explosive was 30 miles.
Yeah.
There was a Langer Gustav, so I'm guessing longer Gustav.
There's always a Langer
Yeah,
one.
this one shot very smaller. There's always a Langer one.
There's always a smaller one too.
Well, just because it's longer doesn't mean it's better. It shot 20-inch rounds compared to 31.
That's what he says.
It's all about the girth.
It's not about the length, Becca.
It's all about the girth. But yeah, so that one, the Langer Gustav shot 20-inch rounds, which only weighed 1,500 pounds. So, smaller load. But 118 miles.
I'm trying not to say something that's going to get me in trouble.
What are you going to say?
No, I'm smarter than that.
Who's it going to get you in trouble with?
My wife.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Which I love very dearly. And I'm proud of her for getting her professor job, right?
At the local college.
At the local college, which we will not name, but I'm very proud of her.
Yes. I'm proud of her too. It is awesome.
It is.
All right, so we'll start winding down here. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and we definitely appreciate you guys liking the intro and outro that I worked really hard on.
You guys are gonna enjoy this thoroughly. I
probably shouldn't do it because they're gonna play it over this.
Yes.
Part. Yeah.
All right. Go follow us on all the different streaming services. I'll be posting some pictures of some of the weapons later on Instagram. Make sure you go like and follow. Thanks.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep. Bye.
Fuck yeah!